Between 1992 and 1998, Channel 4 in the UK forewent the media's usual distrust of video gaming and broadcast a series that not only showed video games were a genuine and acceptable pastime, but that it could be interesting viewing too. Something that anyone with a particularly stingy sibling or a shitty friend would already know, owing to the hours of begging to let you have a go on Super Mario Kart. GamesMaster was essential tea time viewing for kids and teenagers growing up in the early 90s. Hosted by the then edgy Dominic Diamond for almost all of its 7-season run, apart from one series when they let not an American actor, Dexter Fletcher, take over after Diamond got the shits with producers over a McDonald's sponsorship, only to be tempted back the following series when Fletcher proved too irritating even for a 90s preteen and teenage audience. GamesMaster had a rather set and popular formula. There would be reviews and previews of upcoming games, usually reviewed by entirely charmless and socially awkward games reviewers, or even nervous children themselves who would offer their opinions on games, which often boiled down to, "I really like the colours," or "the graphics are dead good." There would also be features looking at the games industry itself, which, in contrast to today's multi-million-dollar AAA industry, seemed like a simpler time. The developers seemed more quaint and parochial, but actually seemed to care about what they were making. However, the highlights of the show itself were hosted by a boulder with a monocled egg on top, the late, great Patrick Moore as the titular GamesMaster, framed in CGI to look like the Borg-assimilated Holly from Red Dwarf. In an embarrassingly cheap approximation of the bit in 2001 A Space Odyssey where Dave flies into the monolith, GamesMaster had two main roles on the show. He would dispense cheats or hints to a cavalcade of chroma keyed in kids who would ask for cheat codes, which, in today's video games market, would cost them an extra $5.99 in microtransactions. Or, in a presumably shrewd attempt at saving parents' phone bills from frustrated kids calling the Nintendo hotline, whilst trying to beat the level 7 dungeon boss in Zelda 2 Adventure of Link, he would offer strategies and tips. It was hard to tell if Moore knew understood what he was even saying at times.
Hello, GamesMaster.
Hello to you, young man.
In Mega Man 2, I'm having real trouble killing Dr. Wily in his alien form. Can you help me?
Yes, I'm sure I can. Quite obviously, dear boy, you're not using the bubble lead. Only by using the bubble lead can you dispose of Dr. Willy when he's in the alien form.
All right, I'll try that, thanks.
Dr. Willy.
GamesMaster's main draw, though, were the challenges. Every week there will be 2 or 3 video game related challenges set by GamesMaster and undertaken by celebrities of the time, and also more of the frightened children. They seem to have a farm of them on that show. They would usually consist of trying to beat a level of a game with a couple of special conditions, be it completing a level in Super Mario Bros. 3 in under 2 minutes, grabbing 50 coins along the way, or trying to play Mega Man while a Doberman chews your
Dr. Willy.
All in an effort to win the much coveted and actually very dangerously heavy looking, given they were dispensed to children, GamesMaster Golden Joystick. On re-watching these episodes over the course of a lazy weekend of nostalgia, I also marathoned old episodes of The Crystal Maze, but that's another video for another day. It occurred to me that some of these challenges were slightly easier than it appeared under the horse racing-like commentary from Diamond and whatever journalists they had floating around, possibly in an early example of participation award culture. In fact, in one episode, Diamond seemingly awards a version of himself from an alternate dimension a golden joystick. So I figured, why not? Why don't I attempt some of these myself? Anyone who's seen my live streams on Twitch will know that I have a habit of overstating my prowess at games from the 8-bit and 16-bit era, so we'll see how this goes. My rules are simple. Simply attempt a selection of the challenges from Series 1 of the show. I will be largely running these games through emulation. Legal issues aside, it's much easier to capture the footage, and before anyone says anything, seeing as though I'm definitely not technical enough to figure out how to capture footage from the original consoles, I am certainly not technical enough to work out how the smegging hell to program a taskbot. I barely know what one is, if I'm honest.